It looks like the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max will not escape one of the biggest problems in tech right now, and Apple fans might want to prepare themselves for this one. So over the last few months, smartphone prices have quietly started moving in one direction, up. A lot of manufacturers have already raised prices because of increasing component costs, and seeing that the next iPhones are just around the corner, the attention naturally shifts to Apple. Because if there's one company people expected to handle this better than anyone else, it was them. Not because Apple is generous with pricing or anything like that, but because the company has built a reputation around having one of the strongest supply chains in the industry, with the kind of scale and bargaining power that usually allows it to negotiate better pricing than most brands. But after hearing what Tim Cook just said, I'm not nearly as confident anymore. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Cook admitted that price increases are becoming unavoidable. According to him, Apple has been trying to absorb as much of the rising costs as possible and shield customers from the impact, but the situation is apparently reaching a point where that's becoming harder to maintain. Now, he never directly mentioned the iPhone 18 lineup, but let's be real, their biggest hardware launch of the year is only a few months away, and if prices are going somewhere, the iPhone naturally part of the conversation. So what exactly changed? Apparently, AI is creating a much bigger problem for consumer electronics than people realize. See, over the last year, AI companies have been buying enormous amounts of high-performance memory to build out data centers and train models. Normally, that wouldn't matter much for phones, except memory manufacturers only have so much capacity to go around. And now consumer electronics companies are competing for parts in a market where demand is suddenly much more aggressive than usual, leading to memory makers raising prices, and even Apple is struggling to avoid the impact. Cook even said this is unlike anything he's seen in over 40 years. Things are even more awkward now for Apple because at the exact same time memory is becoming more expensive, the iPhone 18 lineup is expected to push much harder into AI, especially with the new Siri experience Apple just announced, and AI features generally need more memory to work properly. So now Apple is getting squeezed from both sides. The parts are getting more expensive, while the phones themselves may also need more of those same parts. And according to research firm Tech Insights, maintaining Apple's current margins would require a pretty serious price adjustment. Which brings us to the big question. Just how much more expensive are the iPhone 18 Pro models about to get? Tech Insights believes Apple may need to raise the price of the iPhone 18 Pro by around $270 just to maintain its current profit margins. Now, whether Apple actually goes that far is another story, but the numbers behind this are honestly pretty crazy. The iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1,099 with 256 gigabytes of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. According to estimates, Apple paid around $39 for that RAM memory before, and that number could jump to around $145 for the iPhone 18 Pro. Storage costs are reportedly increasing from around $13 to more than $50, and once you start adding those increases together, total production costs rises very quickly. The estimates suggest Apple's total cost per Pro model could jump by around 25% compared to the iPhone 17 Pro. Now, obviously, Apple doesn't price products using raw manufacturing cost alone, but if those numbers are even remotely close, then we're looking at a $1,299 starting price for the iPhone 18 Pro. What's funny is that just recently, reports suggested Apple might keep pricing stable to gain an advantage over Android brands that were already increasing prices. The rumor claimed the iPhone 18 would stay at $799 despite getting more RAM to support the new Siri AI experience. But after Cook's comments, that suddenly feels a lot less certain now. But anyway, don't forget these are based on estimates and speculation for now, and Apple obviously hasn't confirmed pricing for the iPhone 18 lineup yet. Rest assured, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one, and I'll report back here once more information comes out, so hit that follow or subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.